Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Silver Rhine on console, PS4 I believe it was. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe as that helps me out quite a bit, or if you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what my rates look like, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, all that good stuff. So here we go. Okay, are we going to stand up here to start? Just in the open. Now we're going to go for the fire strike, but we've given ourselves away super early. Like super early. So they do have windows. They can see you. You don't really want to be here early like this. Excuse my yawns. You don't really want to be here like this. You want to be here, and you want to go, hey, I'm going to start my fire strike toss about here, and then I'm going to throw my actual fire strike here, and then I'm going to go back type thing. So boom, boom. Start fire strike, aim and throw fire strike, close angle. That's what you want to do. By standing here 7 seconds early, you gave them all the time in the world to realize that you were here. And that's just not good. They're more likely to dodge your fire strike. Which, you know, it's not a big improvement to do it the other way, but it's a free improvement. It's a free improvement. It costs you nothing, and it's a little bit better than what you did. A little bit more likely to get some more charge off of this. What are you doing? No. No. Okay, this is not how you play Reinhardt. I can already tell you're a fan of the Reinhardt dance. The Reinhardt dance is this thing where you get Reinhardt, you put up your shield, and you just step to the left, step to the right, step to the left, step to the right. Maybe you do a little forward, a little bit back. Maybe you do a little to the side, whatever. That's not how you play Reinhardt. Reinhardt is not some firing platform that his team stands behind and goes, oh yeah, we're going to just stand here and shoot at them, blah, 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 and we have this shield, so it's going to be great. No, 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 no. It's very rare that you do something like that. Instead, Reinhardt Shield is for Reinhardt specifically. That's how I want you to think about it. Reinhardt Shield is for Reinhardt specifically to go, hey, I would like to get from this cover to these enemies that I would like to swing at. Or I would like to get from this cover to a new set of cover. Or I would like to get from these enemies that I'm swinging at back to cover. Or I would like to stabilize because my own health has gotten like sub 300, blah, 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 something like that. And I want to put my shield up for a moment to take less damage while my healers get me back up to a point that I'm comfortable swinging at again. It is not, his shield is not to just exist in the open here. It's part of why I'm not, in love with Reinhardt on Junkertown, especially first, because there's just not great corners for you, but there are better corners than this. Like, it's a little too open space for Reinhardt's absolute preference, but you can still absolutely play him. You just have to use corner to enemies that you want to swing at, not stand here so that my diva of all people can fire from behind me. Like, that's not what we do. Please don't do this. Ever. Ever. Hey, Dragon. Okay. You don't want to fire strike without cover. Remember that first fire strike I was telling you how I wanted you to pre-cast your fire strike, open the angle, throw it, and close it? Part of the reason for that is, so for that, it was we want to hide you for the most amount of time, but hiding you for the most amount of time is actually pretty good because it reduces the amount of time that you're vulnerable to getting burst down. When you fire strike, you can't cancel it. You can't change your mind on a fire strike and put your shield up the same way you can on swinging your hammer. When you're swinging your hammer, you can change your mind whenever you want and put your shield up. There's a widow. When you threw that second fire strike, there was a widow on your screen who was looking in your general direction. She wants to do 300 damage to you. When you throw a fire strike, she can do 300, well, a little less because of armor, but she can do about 300 damage to you. That's not something that you want. You don't want to go, I'm going to throw this projectile that is definitely dodgeable, is not guaranteed damage, in exchange for Widow having an opportunity to do 300 damage to me because I'm out in the open, etc. If you're at least playing corners, that's not necessarily going to help you a ton on Widow, but Widow's a really good illustration of why we want to minimize our time, and we want to make it so that if we do take that 300 damage, we're immediately behind cover where our team can heal us up and they can't really do further damage to us. If we're here, People can potentially walk through our shield. A Rhino or a Briggs could potentially swing at us. A Winston could zap us. Again, people could walk through our shield. People could get angles on us and get around our shield. Like, we don't want to be here and we don't want to fire strike from here. We want to fire strike when we have a cover option. We want to get close enough to people that we can swing, because we can always change our mind if we're taking too much damage from swinging and put up our shield and then back out. So all this stuff is better. Please don't do that fire strike, especially with the Widow on the other team. Shield, shield, shield. Okay. I'd have liked your shield to go up about one swing ago, just based on your health pool. No, 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 no. Yeah. So you see how panicked that was, how low health you went, but you still had half your barrier left? You want to use your barrier to get out. You want to be able to go, okay, I did my swings, now use my barrier to retreat to the next set of cover. That's what you can do. Or you can use your barrier to stabilize for a moment to see if you can get heals and then potentially go back to swinging. You can take it. Your team's here. Take it. Take it. Your team's here. Okay. Oh, I'm still in 5-second rewinds. Okay. Here we are. We drop. Honestly, we drop a little bit late. I'm not sure why our shield isn't up. This is just giving them time to zap us. We can't swing at anything yet. He did hit the fair with the fire strike, so half credit, sort of. Now you're shielding. But you didn't have to take this 200 damage. This is silly. This isn't where you want to be. You don't want to be like this with your back to all these people. You want to be over here where you can go, hey, my face is towards all these people. I can put up my shield if I need to. And then maybe I pick someone to swing at. I swing at the Lucio. I swing at the Moira. I swing at the Orisa. And then maybe I continue to angle. So I'm swinging like this. Maybe not, because maybe I'm worried if I angle, I lose the cart. But that's what you do. You want to keep the things in front of you that you're trying to swing at. You don't want to turn yourself around like this where you're exposing yourself to getting shot by people and all you're defending against is the Zarya. Like, yeah, the Zarya's a threat too, don't get me wrong, but you sort of have to do your calculation and go, I want my back to less people. My back to less people, and then I'll swing into these two. That's what you need to do. Or my back to less people, and then I'll try and swing into these two. That's how you do this. You don't just turn around and expose yourself. Shield, shield. Yeah. Swing, shield. Yeah. So again, as you go deep, you just fall deeper into the middle of their concave here. We're getting shot from here, you're getting shot from here, you're getting shot from here, and you're getting shot from here. If you just swing over here, the only concave they really have on you is you had the Orisa and the Moira right here, plus the Zarya behind you. The only real concave they had was the Zarya behind you. You made it worse by going deeper. You didn't need to do that. You're not interested in hard winning this fight. You're interested in stabilizing, picking up an easy, close to the card elimination or two. You're putting your back to the Widow. That was better. The better part about that was you were here, where you put cover between you and the Widow. The problem, of course, is, hey, because you were late dropping here, you had plenty of time to drop here when the cart was at 4 meters instead of 1 to contest. You let the cart go that last meter when you backed up to use this cover. So, yeah, that happened. It's not how you use Fire Strike. Oh no. Please don't charge like this. Please don't charge like this. You are way too charge hungry. Which is not to say charges don't have their place. They definitely do. But you're looking to counter charge with charges. You're looking to do very short range pins on charges. You can pin after you've hit a shatter, but it should be a short range pin, you know, into a sidewall. Okay. This is better. I don't know what happened, but this is better. Your instinct to keep them in front of you this time that was completely not present on the last point is much better right here. It's tempting because you do want that pretty bad. Like, you do need that pretty bad to break that supercharger. So even though you only have 157 health, this probably is a start to swing your hammer. Immediately swing your screen to the left so that your hammer, which starts over here, hits that supercharger as fast as possible, and then immediately cancel into shielding again and swing back this way. Because you do not have much health, but you need to break this 1 health supercharger pretty badly. Or maybe it just did break. Okay. I didn't think that had broken. I thought that had like 1 health left. Am I crazy? It expired. It would show up in the feed if someone had destroyed it, so it just expired. Interesting. Okay. That was wrong. I promise that was wrong, but you're never going to believe me. Not sure why after getting that fire strike and eliminating him, though, you kept your shield this way rather than looking this way. Like, clearly the threats in this direction were dealt with, and clearly you were taking damage. So, fix that, please?
Not ready.
Again!
Gonna take your high grounds?
Don't worry, my friends. I am your shield.
Do I see some Rhine dance? Do I see some forward and back Rhine dance? Don't do it. Don't do it. Your shield is to get you to the enemies. If you wanted to get to the enemies, that's fine. If you didn't want to get to the enemies, you shouldn't have left in the first place. If you changed your mind, you wouldn't keep going forward and back. You'd just hard right over to here to where you have your cover to swing from behind again. No.
Hammer down!
You are not a firing platform for your team, and you can't go, oh, well, I'm not being a firing platform for my team. I'm just wanting to stay here because I'm trying to find a shatter, because that makes it extremely obvious that you're looking for a shatter if you know better the rest of the time. So, no, don't do this. You can mix shatters in when you're swinging at people. You could push up to this Zarya, be swinging at her, and then when you feel like, oh, now's the time I'm going to get them, then you could hit your shatter. Or you could do a single hop backwards and hit your shatter. Like, you have options that are better than this existing in the middle with no cover, just giving away shield thing that you're doing. Yeah, it was weird, Dragon, but the supercharger shows up in the feed, so it clearly did just expire. I thought maybe it was stray fire from someone else that finished it, but it didn't look like it. Why are you turned around? No, you're fine. Just play literally right here. Play literally right here, where you can swing at the Sigma, and Lucio is the only other person who even remotely has an angle on you, and these guys are like, oh, we can't see you. We can't see you. So you're here, where you're enforcing this space by swinging into it, but you've still got this wall sort of to your right. It's not the best wall. This curve shape isn't doing you any favors, but it's better than nothing. It's better than just backing off like this. You're not helping your team. You're not enforcing space for your team. And again, we don't enforce space by our team by standing up here with our shield. We enforce space with our team by taking this rounded corner, not really convinced that's a word, and swinging in like this. That's what we want to do. Yeah, I don't think we have that as an emote here yet, Game Buster. Maybe someday. I don't think YouTube has functionality for me to add that at this point, but apparently they've upgraded their clip stuff, so maybe we can get some more of that going on. I don't know. So, again, you don't necessarily need to chase things to the end of the earth as Reinhardt. If we sort of look at your way of thinking through things, let's go back to a Reinhardt. If this happens, this is your retreat back here.
This will heal.
This is fine. Okay, so you turned around swinging at something behind you, which isn't really what we want. So we'd like to get ourselves sort of in front of this again. We'd like to try to sort of run through this and turn around and be pushing this back, be pushing in this direction into it, sort of be keeping it between us and our team while we're swinging at this Sigma or while we're swinging at this Moira, Lucio, etc. We don't want to chase this Lucio all the way this way like we do because it lets so many people past us. And we keep people out, but not with our shield, with our hammer. So this is good. You got to where you wanted to be again. So now from here we're going to swing. Good. Don't need to be fire striking. This is wrong. This is wrong. You'd worked so hard to get your relative positioning back. You'd worked so hard for it. And now you're here again. Why would you do this? Okay. Okay, the Lucio's gone and you're not going to be able to catch him. Yes, he's on heal aura, but he'll grow a brain and swap to speed aura to get away from you in a second. You can't afford to chase him. You just turn and swing at this again, or you put your shield up because of the Widow. And then when she stops aiming down her sights right at you, when you see her flick away at all, then you turn and do a quick swing at the Sigma and then put your shield back up and check if she's sight lined at you again. Like, you have tools, you have ways to do this, but please don't chase this Lucio. See how your relative positioning is gone? Back here, you had the Sigma to swing at. You could keep your eye on the Widow with your shield up, and then when she looked somewhere else, like she's doing now, you go, oh, well, if you're not looking over there, I can swing, etc. And then you shield again to check. She's still not looking. You swing again. You shield again. She's looking. Okay, you hold shield, and she wastes time looking at you while your teammates get to do things. That's how you play this out. Okay. Drop your shield. You're done. Why? You didn't know where that Genji is, and he's hard to hit with Fire Strike. Swing your hammer. Your hammer has a much more generous hitbox, and he was definitely staying close to you. You can swing your hammer, and then you can swing your screen around. You can't swing it around as fast as I potentially can, because you're on a controller. This is PS4 after all. But you can swing your screen, and it counts for increasing the size, hitbox, etc. of your hammer. So do that when you're trying to fight a Genji like that. You're sort of bound. Yeah. It looked like that's a medic. I was worried. I was worried too, but it didn't happen.
There's still fight in me yet.
I understand what you wanted. I do. I really do.
There's still fight in me yet.
But it's not right. Okay. So this is how this is gonna work. Either your McCree is going to hit that Genji with a flashbang, and he's still going to be there, and they're not going to needed your pin. They're just going to needed some reliable damage, like say a swing of your hammer, or McCree is not going to hit the flashbang, and this Genji will get an elimination and will have dashback and will be somewhere else by the time you get there with your charge. This is not right. Like, yes, you can sometimes be the hero with a pin to stop a Genji, to stop a Nanoblade and Genji, etc. But this is not reliable. Good old reliable is your hammer. Walk over there with your hammer. Okay, you jumped over you.
I'm not as young as I used to
Whatever. I expected you'd take down the Kree faster. It is a regular blade, not a nano blade, but hey.
Till Valhalla.
Was it? I didn't see it. Oh, it was in the last fight. I'm not willing to go back to the last fight.
Step right up. Hold up now.
Okay, so Sigma's behind you. I can live with Sigma being behind you because you've got nice squishies to swing at here. They're not very squishy because they have a sound barrier, but conceptually I'm okay with this. But that Widow's looking right at you, so maybe put your shield up. Shield up, shield up. Yeah, that hurts. Shield up? Shield up. Good. So Widow does very low damage to your shield, but can do pretty high damage to you with headshot. So you standing here and actually just blocking out Widow with the shield until she changes sight lines is reasonable. But you're still enforcing space. You're not just existing in open space. You're existing where you have a corner available, where you have cover available, where if someone tries to push up, you can slide to the right and swing into them while being out of line of sight of Widow. You're not just going, oh, well, I'm here as a firing platform for my team. Your team's already got something to do. Your team already has a Sigma that was in that they were fighting. That they get to beat up on this Sigma, and you're going, no, I'm going to keep these 3 people out while my team beats up on a Sigma that's already inside. You could do the same thing if a Winston was inside, Genji, a Tracer, a Diva, whatever. But this is different than before the fight starts, you just going, I'm a firing platform for my team. No, this is you specifically keeping these guys out while your team deals with someone that's already inside. And that's a good thing to do. Why are you surrendering space? They're not. No. You still have 3/4 of your barrier. Why are you surrendering space? And your Genji is about to distract the Widow, which means you'd be able to swing again. Okay, now Widow's transitioning, which again means you're going to be able to swing again because you can't block her out anymore. So you just go, okay, well, I can't block her out, but she doesn't have a good sight light on me, so back to swinging at the supports. This is... no. Did you just back up so you could charge ineffectively? Really? Really? No. Charge is Reinhardt's worst ability. It is. It is. It has some specific uses. It's good for counterpins. It can be used to interrupt Reinhardts who try to shatter you at too close range. Occasionally, you're going to use it as a Hail Mary to stop like a Nano Blade and Genji like we were talking about. It can block Doomfist punches. You can use it to finish off sleeping targets. You see a target get slept, so you take an angle to short charge them into a wall. And there's some stuff you can do with it against other Reinhardts when you know that they don't have charge because they used it to get back to the fight, etc. Oh yeah, and it's also useful to get back to the fight. But you don't want to go fishing with it very often. It shouldn't be. It should be probably your least often used thing between your hammer, your fire strike, and your shield. It should be the least often used thing by a pretty margin. Okay. Why are you fire striking? There's targets that you could have continued to swing at back here a second ago. Instead, you wandered forward. You could still be swinging at this Sigma. You want to keep this Sigma in front of you as you're swinging at him. That's what you want to do. Like you were working on him. Keep pushing him this way. And if he doesn't move or if he moves this way a little, that's fine. You adjust as well to keep yourself between your team and him and continue to swing at him until this Widow scopes at you, like she's potentially now doing, at which point you again shield. Good, better. This is better. Now hard shield. Don't push back up. Don't hit this fire strike that you're looking for. Just play right here and enforce your corner. That's all it takes. All it takes. Or hold your shield up, transition over to here, and then fight the Genji and the Diva back here. Both fine. You'll annoy a lot of Ana players, lol.
the line.
By line of sighting? By charging? I mean, you threw a fire strike into a defense matrix. But hey.
Oh, this is my jam.
Oh yes, the shield to zone out is super annoying to Ana players. Absolutely.
This is gonna make you feel better. Yeah, let's pick it up. Pump up the volume.
Personne n'échappe à
Oh, let's click it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, this is fine. Are you going to push forward towards them, or are you going to back up to here? I don't care too much which. You can back up to here, or you can hold your shield up as you walk towards them and swing at them. Those are options. But existing here, unless you switch to the right, is not acceptable. Okay. I mean, you lucked into that, but okay. Okay, so Fire Strike is not your immediate follow-up. After you shatter, there's actually time to get specific combos off, and one of those combos is you can go, hey, I shattered, so now I might go, I'm going to swing crouch Fire Strike type thing. Like, that's a combo that people do. You could also do I'm going to swing Fire Strike, try to pin as they're getting up. That's a little bit harder. Or you could do swing, and then Fire Strike. And, you know, they'll have some freedom of movement again by the time you get your Fire Strike up, but those are all combos you can do. This is wrong. You don't shatter Fire Strike open. That's wrong. Even if they've lined up a bunch of people lying down for you, you don't open with the Fire Strike. You go swing so that you hit the first target or so, and then you try to adjust your angle a bit because your swing moves the first target, and then you hit your Fire Strike as they're getting up but don't quite have movement back yet, etc. That's what you're looking to do. You don't open with your Fire Strike because your Fire Strike has sort of a pretty long unwind compared to your swing, and your swing is cancelable. So as soon as you've done damage with your swing, you can cancel into the Fire Strike rather than deal with its unwind, whereas you can't cancel your Fire Strike's unwind. So we want to maximize our damage during Earth Shatter, and that's how we do it. Why are you backing up? Your team's right here with you. Why are you backing up rather than having continued to press up and swing into this? They don't have anyone back here. Like a Widow, she might go down and touch Carp, but who cares? She's not going to cap by herself. You have your team right here. You could have pushed this harder. Okay. If you wanted to back out, you don't back. You close the angle. That preserves more shield. And gets you back to the cart that's not being pushed faster. So probably put your shield up for the micro missiles. You heard the micro missiles shooting at you. Definitely don't want to be fire striking with this many people looking right at you in the open. Okay, not right at you, but in your general direction. Did want to shield during the micro missiles to just stop that extra damage from hitting your health pool. Still not right. Still not right. Shield. You're not hitting anything with these wings. Shield.
Activate.
You're lucky they're distracted. I promise that walking with your shield up is better than some of these charges.
Push on.
You've got a minute left. They're down 2 people. 3 people. They are down 3 people. You have a minute left, which means you have to win at least one more team fight. You are currently in a 5v3 with respawn advantage. And your ult economy is garbage. You're kind of close to beat, but beat is a pretty slow building ult, especially in silver. You're not going to get this again. You're probably not going to get this again. And you're probably not going to get this again. Now, fortunately, their ult economy is junk too, but like, why would you destroy your ult economy by spending the one ult that you had to try to clean up a fight that was a 5v3? I know you're silver. I know that you're not thinking about ult economy, but it hurts. And even if you're not thinking about ult economy, the simple fact that you're ahead by 2 and closer to your own respawn means you don't want to spend your ult. You want to have your ult so that you can win the last team fight that's going to come up. Like, you'll clean these guys up over the next 15 seconds, then they'll have to reorganize, and then they'll get their final team fight. You don't want them to finish on their final team fight in overtime. That'll be super frustrating to you. Have your ult for the team fight. You're already winning this one hard. Did you just get slept darted, get micromissiled, and your reaction to waking up was to fire strike instead of shield? Like, if you're missing health when you get CC'd, your auto reaction when you're coming out of that CC needs to be to put your shield up. Like, if you get bashed by a Briggs, is your reaction to fire strike? No, your reaction should be to put your shield up because you're going to take who knows how much damage during that stun. And asleep is the same way. 5 HP. 5 HP. Perfect example. Because you tried to fire strike in the open without cover available, you got burst down to 5 HP from like 300 or whatever. You weren't in perfect health to start, but that's why we don't fire strike in the open. As well as a good example of why you immediately want to be pressing that shield button when you come out of a stun, not looking to do damage until you have a chance to stabilize and assess the situation. Yes, Game Buster, yes it is. It is nice when people sort of get punished for doing things wrong. It lets me illustrate why they shouldn't be doing things much more efficiently. Okay. You gotta know. You gotta know that you weren't gonna have time to pin that away and then block it, right? Like, you might think, oh, this is the play. I've seen a better Reinhardt do this. This is the play, etc. But you know how fast D.Va explosions go off. You know the timing of that ultimate. You know that your charge has an unwind animation. You don't get to do that hero play. You don't. And it's not up to you to go, oh, I need to put it here so that it doesn't get my teammates. No, your teammates are responsible for their own cover. If you can't make it to give them more cover, that's okay. You just put your shield up and go, hey, I'm protecting myself, and maybe I'm going over here to where I'm going to try to protect a few more teammates. Probably not, though. Probably just protecting yourself. Probably using cover, in fact, because you don't want the Reinhardt to pin you while the self-destruct is going off. This was foolish. This was utterly foolish. You do not need to be this martyr that goes, I'm going to sacrifice myself to protect my team like this. No. No. Don't do this. Bad Reinhardt. Bad. That would have been great, Dragon.
Changing size.
Good luck, Game Buster. Good luck.
Initiating match.
But hey, the kid's got good problem-solving skills. That's a good sign for their future.
Initiating. Ready for battle. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Ready. Ready for battle. 5, 4,
Okay,
3.
we're doing some more Reinhardt here.
Attackers incoming.
Okay.
Escort prepared.
Still not how you fire strike. You have got to be kidding me. So here's how this is going to play out. Your backline is effectively back here. See your Anna? See your Anna? She's back here. Your charge is going to end you somewhere around here. Your Anna would have to walk all the way over to here to be able to continue to heal you. This isn't going to end well for you. It's not. You're going in way ahead of your team. Way ahead of your team. You're doing an ability over a long distance that takes away your ability to protect yourself with your shield. If things go worse, you'll get slept or you'll get hooked. If you get hooked, your Anna is never going to be able to save you. She'd have to get all the way over to here before she could potentially save you. No, just absolutely not. The correct approach to this is, hey, I'm up here, I'm swinging to enforce this corner as best I can until the cart gets a little further. Then, with my shield up, I'm pushing into this Roadhog that I then, once I'm on top of him, will swing at, and I'll try and time my shield usage cadence to his fire rate cadence, because there is a mandatory delay between firing shots to try to block those, etc. And if he hooks me, maybe D.Va will protect me because I haven't left my D.Va behind. So D.Va, who's right there with me, will just toss some DM in my, over his face, covering me, etc. That's how this works. Then once these guys predictably retreat, you go, okay, now let me use some more shield to get to here, and now I can stabilize. Or if I have plenty of shield and plenty of health, I can push in and continue swinging at them. And then if I take too much damage, I can put my shield up and go back to here and stabilize again. That's how we methodically work our way through a map as Reinhardt. I'm glad we had this talk. Please get out. Please get out. There is no justice. No justice in this world. We could talk about how you're not actually shield hopping, but I'm just too annoyed. Please sleep and hook him again. That makes me so sad. I missed it. I was looking to go over your last charge, but hey. This is better. This is better, but let's get back to actually where this goes. So at least the hook isn't available, and you know that when you go for this charge. I have no idea why you're going for this charge. Maybe I could have forgiven you if you were going for this charge into the cart. Maybe. It wouldn't be amazing, but I could forgive it. But you curve this charge so that you end up over here. All that time, this Anna goes for this hard sleep dart. She could have gone for the easy sleep dart during your unwind animation, and it would have been free that she gets to sleep you. That would have been free that she gets to sleep you. And then Roadhog could walk right up here and left click you in the face as Sigma rocks you. Like, this is... You see how exposed you are because you did this and you've got this slow unwind animation? Like, you're lucky to have only taken 100, 150 damage there. You could have easily taken 350, 450 damage there. You could have easily been slept. Like, this is so bad. This is so bad. And you didn't get punished. But I promise you will. Like, even 1,000 SR higher, you will get punished for that. And 1,000 SR might seem like a lot, but it's really not with how quickly you can, reinforce some of these fixes, get up here. Like, you need to eliminate this. You need to eliminate this from your play library. That, on the other hand, was good. You saw someone got hooked, you put yourself between where they would be pulled in and you went, nope, I am here, so I'll take the shot rather than him. I have a bunch of armor, since it was probably a squishy that was hooked, and you swung with your hammer to continue to move the hog around, and you were keeping the majority of the enemies in front of you while swinging your hammer. That was very good. I don't even mind. I don't even mind. Yes, you got slept by the Anna that was back here trying to get out, whatever, but I don't mind because this Anna, it's an Anna. Your team was going to clean it up. Having one target behind you that your team is going to clean up, no problem.
Come on and face me.
Bad fire strike. I hope for your sake that this rock stuns you out of this. Your charge did not make that cleanup better. Your team was going to clean that up regardless. In fact, you created the opportunity for them to maybe get something cute on your backline and trades for someone when they didn't have to. That fire strike. The irony here is this could have been a good fire strike. You see where Hanzo's going. You have cover from your opponents. If you throw a fire strike right here, right now, he just got the mega. Of course he's going to come out and he's going to walk right into your fire strike. So throw your projectile fire strike right here, right now. No one else is looking at you. This is a great time to do it. Instead, you throw that fire strike, and you throw it while he's looking at you and has the option to storm arrow you.
It cannot be.
What's your plan here, buddy? Why are you taking this super inefficient route to him? Drop your shield, you're behind cover. No, that is not a charge. That is a take 2 additional steps and start swinging your hammer at him. Your hammer. We do not want you to be a charge bot. We do not want you to be a shield bot. We do not want you to fire strike in the open. If anything, we want you to be a hammer bot.
No one can hide.
Shield. Fine. Swing. Okay, you do want to shield when you see Sigma forming rocks like that because you do want to block the stun from the rock. Okay, just swing to the right, swing to the right, and then you can think about going after that Moira. No. Walk to the right. Why are you fire striking? Just walk up here and swing at the Sigma. Walk up here and swing at the Sigma. Anna did a stupid amount of healing to you. Go swing at the Sigma. Yes! Yes! Okay, you're gonna shield for a moment. You're gonna shield and orient. Do you really think you have better range damage than Hanzo? Really? Hey, an appropriate use of charge, sort of. Okay. Swing. 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 Shield. Yeah, shield.
I'm escorting the payload. Let's keep it moving.
This has been in play for most of the game. You got to pay some attention to this. You can see when she's looking down her scope and when she's not, and you can see when the barrel of her weapon is aimed in your general direction and when it's not. When it's not, or when she's not zoomed down her scope, you can swing. When it is, and it's aimed in your general direction, you have to put your shield up or you have to get behind cover. Good. Diva's got her. Shield.
Get behind me.
Precast fire strike, aim and throw fire strike, close angle. Can't hit you with a rock. Can't do it. Don't get hit by a rock. Don't get stunned in line of sight for other people to hit follow-up damage. Yeah, Dragon. That could totally be possible. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how fast you can cancel it. Like, even if the charge is cancelable, if it still has the unwind animation, it might not be a good idea. Or it might. We'll have to see how long the unwind animation lasts.
Down.
Did you know this Anna didn't have sleep? Because in my mind, you was a Nano Reinhardt that could have finished her in 2 steps, threw down your shatter to get one person that you were going to finish anyways unless they hit a sleep dart on you. If they hit a sleep dart on you, now instead of just wasting your nano, they were going to waste your nano and your shatter. This was incredibly wrong. Why do you need a pin here? Why do you need to charge? Like, it was 2 steps. You might feel like you got here momentarily faster, but then you have to do your unwind animation, so you've saved yourself an instant, barely, and you now don't have charge available in case something better does come up, like something that gets slept that you'd want to pin, or a hog who's doing take a breather that you want to cancel out of his take a breather with a pin, etc. Good.
Much better. Barrier activate.
Payload on it.
Oh, the Reinhardt dance, because we haven't seen enough of that yet. Just leave. Fine. That was actually an okay charge. Not because you hit it, but conceptually that was actually kind of okay. Why are you fire striking? You're purple, you've just been hooked. Anytime you've been CC'd, I want your instinct to be to put your shield up until you can evaluate the situation. Getting hooked is CC, getting naded is CC, getting slept is CC, getting brig stunned is CC, getting punched or uppercut by Doomfist can be CC, getting frozen by Mei is CC. Your instinct should be to put the shield up. Okay, you could have canceled that last swing into a fire strike, but that's okay. Or the second last swing, rather. Said that you didn't need the last swing. Just takes him down momentarily faster. Push her. No, no. Push and swing. Shield for a moment. Don't do that. For all you knew, he was going to deflect right back at you. charges. Hey, Jumbo.
I will not give up the I'm not as young as I used to be.
What are you doing?
Personne n'échappe à mon
What are you doing? You have to be decisive. I know that eyes went off, infocytes, and if infocytes went off and you didn't want to push anymore, you decisively put your shield up and walk back to here and wait for infocytes to end. If you wanted to go here, you decisively put your shield up, walk to here, and then close here, and then go, okay, we'll recharge shield and then we'll push, or we'll wait till infocyte is over, or we'll rotate around, etc. But you decisively do it. You don't do this like forward, back, change my mind, back, forward, no, back, forward. No. This is just the slow dance version of the Reinhardt dance. Don't do it.
We need to keep the payload.
That never should have worked. You should have been counterpinned. You 100% should have been counterpinned. And you getting counterpinned means you both collapse right here on top of the enemy front line, and the enemy front line tears you apart. And the enemy back line gets to stay back here where they can tear you apart without being exposed to your back line. It's not what you want. We do not want this charge. They had all the time in the world to react to your charge. You should have 100% been counterpinned. And honestly, no one but the Reinhardt should have been hit by this charge. You should have slammed right into this wall, and they should have laughed. Their Reinhardt puts their shield up here, blocking out your entire team, and the other 5 of them decimate you during your unwind animation. This was wrong. You still need to shield the rocks. You failed to take him down because you didn't shield the rock. The rock has a wind-up animation. You can see it coming.
Still kicking.
Is Ryan meta? Looks like a jumbo, yeah. I mean, we'll see how the meta evolves, but at this moment in time, yes. Most people would say Ryan is meta. Potentially one of those, if you'd canceled that last swing into the fire strike, you'd have gotten her, but I understand not doing so because that Widow was in play and clearly paying attention to you. No, he was not a garbage tank jumbo. He was tuned above the other tanks. He just wasn't tuned to the carry level. Like in the previous patch, we saw that in previous patches, we saw like Tracer was at a carry level of hero. Hammond was at a carry level of hero. Like those are heroes that metas get built around, etc. Similar thing with Echo. Zen, you could say that about Zen, but I don't really think it was true. Like we had heroes that were like absolutely great, etc. Ryan has been slowly getting buffed to the point he never hit that carry hero status, but he was a nail that was sticking up above the average, and McCree is also a nail that's sticking up above the average, maybe sticking up into carry level hero. So instead of having these heroes are super overtuned, better than everyone else, etc., it's hey, these heroes are a little bit better than everyone else. Ryan and McCree, simply the fact that both of them were in overtuned status, even if not wildly overtuned status, meant that there was the possibility that a meta was going to form around them. I mean, there has been ever since we saw the damage buff to Ryan. Like, you know, they've been buff creeping Ryan slowly for quite a bit now. And we saw some more things with McCree where they were finding it, but McCree was in a better place than most of the cast.
There's still
30
fight in
seconds
the end.
remaining.
Ryan just didn't fit well with the heroes who were more overtuned than him, and now those heroes aren't more overtuned than him.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you know I don't want you doing these deep charges. You know nothing here is really a surprise to me at this point. Okay. Okay, this is over. So... go here. Don't slow-mo game.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Okay. So let's go back to an actual Ryan scene here. A meaningful Ryan scene.
We to
Go
keep
for
the
your stupid
payload.
charge. Okay. So you've got work to do. Your biggest change by far is going to be to get rid of these charges. These long distance charges, and even some of these short distance charges to just, that you're using mostly to cover distance, are gone from your repertoire. You can use charges to get back from spawn. You can use charges to countercharge people. You can use charges to hurt CC'd targets, and sometimes you can use charges to interrupt things like take a breather, etc. Those are all charges that you can get away with. You've got to make sure your charges are going to be short distance when you're trying to use them offensively. So we wouldn't charge in this direction like we did from back there. But if we are fighting here, if our team was pushing this way, we might flip it around and charge in this direction to put him into this wall. That's a thing that we might do. But you've got to drastically change your charge use, like drastically. For a while, you should strongly consider only using your charges to countercharge and to get back from spawn, and then grow them back out, because your charges are very, very wrong at this point. So we're going to fix your charges. That is going to take some work. That is going to take some work, and it's not going to feel good because it's going to be like, ew, this is different, I don't like it. What you're going to do to fix that, I'm not turning you into a shield bot, is you're going to go, okay, if I'm here, I have a shield. I use my shield specifically to get to these things that I would like to swing my hammer at. Your shield is specifically to get to things that you would like to swing your hammer at. And then you swing your hammer at them. And you try to keep yourself in a place where you are between the majority of the enemies and your friends, and you're swinging your hammer at them. And if you go low health, you put your shield up until your team stabilizes you. Or you put your shield up and you back out until you have something resembling cover again and your team can stabilize you. And then you put your shield back up and you push back into them and you swing, 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 swing. That's what you're doing. So swinging is good, charging is not. I hope that makes sense. Those two things, there's way more that we could work on. You have fire strike issues. We could talk about how you shouldn't be fire striking when you don't have cover to work with, etc. It's very much true. I am going to include it, in fact. So we'll go with those three things. There's still more that we could talk about, but we are changing like almost every bit of your Rhine to make it better here. It's complete change to your playstyle. So you're not doing these long distance charges. In fact, you're almost not going to be using charges because any place that charge works, your hammer is like better. It's better in almost all situations. So use your shield to get to hammer range and then swing at things. Not charge to get into range where you can work. Use your shield to get into range, to swing your hammer, and then swing your hammer lots. And if you take too much damage, put your shield up. If you get stunned, if you get slept, if you get purpled, put your shield up. Once you're in good shape again, once you've been able to appraise the situation, go back to swinging at things. I really hope that's helped. If you guys have questions, throw them in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help me out quite a bit. Or if you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of events, promos we have coming up, all that good stuff. And those likes and subscribes really do help. We're getting closer to that 1,000 mark, and that would be really cool. So let's tell you what we have question-wise. Am I okay? I assume a bit sad. Oh, I'm totally fine, Jumbo. Uh, this is how I would play ball. Hitting everything. Wait till placements. Not at a PC. Cooking dinner. Nice, nice. Uh, okay, okay. That's nice of you, Jumbo. No, I'm just a little rushed at this point because I'm heading out to go do some things. Maybe that's what you're sensing, Jumbo. I don't know. I'm also, sad because I'm looking at a Reinhardt that is charging, and not getting punished for it as often as he should. So we're gonna have to completely rebuild his gameplay. But that's okay. Okay. That's what I see. I will be back to do more of this later. But for now, I need to go do some other stuff. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.